Everybody, it is Steve Olson. It is Sunday, February 19th, 2017, and what I'm looking at here is a camera in Chicago, Illinois, not too far from the main train tracks leading into Chicago. I've seen it. I've seen this scene a couple times going in on the L or going in on the metro trains into downtown Chicago, sent to me by my friend Ray. But check this out. I'm glad everybody's looking at Bloom Sky because I think this is a great evidence collecting, and I'm glad that everybody's getting out there on their own and doing the research. But check this out. This is kind of the picture of the week for me, you guys, because it's over my favorite city in the world, Chicago. By the way, is my favorite city in the world. Check out the orb that they're trying to chemtrail, and then the sun goes by it, and it's because the camera has a little bit better optics than the human eye. It can just pick that up a little bit better than what we can pick it up, and there it is. So I think time's getting close, man. I think we're getting into the end game scenario here. And it's going to be a 7 year, I think it's a 5 to 7 year period of time. This isn't going to be a short run. There's going to be a lot of politics. There's going to be a lot of world events. But just kind of, we got to have to buckle our seatbelts a little bit, man. That's what this kind of makes me think of today. And what does that mean, to buckle your seatbelt? Well, to buckle your seatbelt means that you got to get solid with who you are, and you got to be comfortable with who you are in your own skin. And quite frankly, you got to be ready for anything, including your own death, right? So in that spirit, one of the reasons why WSO likes to connect into the spiritual things and theology and things like that is because it helps people to, manage that thought of what's going to happen when they die, or what's going to happen if things do go, if things kind of do, come loose at the seams. And here's what I can tell you, okay? And what I will tell you. What I can tell you is I turn my heart towards Source through my knowledge of who and what Jesus Christ said, or Yeshua. A lot of people get his name wrong, but there's a lot of story behind the New Testament and stuff like that we can get into. But at the end of the day, the story of Jesus and what Jesus wanted to point to, and his ministry, so to speak, kind of got through all the gates, kind of got through all the censors and all the publicists and all the different Roman Empire and everybody like that. To me, anyway. And when I look into the eyes of the Creator as represented by him, and hopefully represented by everybody that follows the Christ consciousness and that follows Christ, is love. When I first looked him in the eye, that's all I ever saw. And I think that's all you'll ever see. And the biggest message that I can tell you right now is, regardless of what's going to happen in this world in the next coming 5 years, 7 years, 20 years, a million years, it's important for you to know that you are loved, not only by God, but by this huge family of people that also share that same love with you. And that great, what we call the church, not the church what you look at down the road, but the people that are all in love, that all live in that light of love and honesty and humility, what happens is that you find out that you're not alone in a big way. And that's what I hope you can achieve. I hope you can find that in your life. And before I let you go, I'm sorry I didn't mean to get all preachy on y'all, but I wanted to show you this little series of pictures. Now, this is from 812, but you can go to this photo webcam EU yourself. Just look at this up here, okay? Do a little investigating research, and you'll find that you can see a lot of really cool images from these sky cams, and they only operate at night, so it gives you a good view of the night sky. Okay, and then finally, wanted to show you this one. This is from Orlando, from the 16th, showing again that same orange red ball as the sun goes by it. And you can't see it perfectly because it starts out behind the tree there, but it's right up here. See it? So what I'm going to do here at this point is I'm going to leave you with a couple of the best pictures that we've gotten this in the last couple of weeks, and leave you with some good tunes. And stay tuned for future WSO announcements, especially about WSO Live.
Now, here's the asteroid story. An asteroid the size of the Rose Bowl, more than 1,000 feet across, feels its way toward the Earth right now. It'll come by first in 2029, and we'll see it up there. It'll be closer than our satellites, a thing the size of the Rose Bowl hurtling through the air. And then it comes again in 2036, and that's when it may get interesting. The debate over just how close it'll get is sparking some serious debate between Russian scientists and American scientists. Here's a satellite picture of the thing. This is from, well, with this and, you know, this tells you nothing. But see it there? I don't know, that circly thing in the middle maybe? This was from 2004. It doesn't look very intimidating here. Both sides seem to agree that in 3 decades, the asteroid will fly very close to Earth. But Russian scientists warn that our planet's gravity could change the asteroid's path and set it on a collision course. NASA scientists say there is a minuscule, little bitty chance of that happening. 1 in 250,000. Better than winning the lotto, and somebody will. Joining us now, Michio Kaku. He's a theoretical physics professor at City University of New York, CUNY. He's also the author of Physics of the Future, and a new book coming out in about a month, and we'll tell you about that in about a month. So, good to see you. 2029, it flies by underneath the satellites.
That's right. Mark it on your calendar. Friday the 13th, April 2036. The
that's
big
the
one.
second pass.
On the second pass, right? The first pass, like you said, it comes right underneath our satellites. You can actually see it whizzing right overhead.
Wow.
And on the second pass, it might actually be a nation buster. It'll take out Germany. It'll take out France, England.
Not England.
Right. Or the entire northeast of the United States.
Careful.
It'll hit with a force of 100,000 Hiroshima bombs.
Really? If it hits.
If it hits, right. It's a catastrophe beyond human comprehension. And the head of the Russian Space Agency has said that the Russian scientists should think of some ways of deflecting it or handling this menace in 2036.
What are we going to do? Shoot it with a laser?
Well, everyone thinks we'll send Bruce Willis out there with the space shuttle. But the space shuttle can't even reach outer space. We're phasing it out, and the space shuttle only spins wheels around the planet Earth. It cannot even go to deep space. We need a new booster rocket to take us out there.
Maybe China will build us one.
Maybe, and then we have to nudge it out of the way. The farther it is, the easier it is to push it out with rockets so it'll miss the planet Earth. But it's something that we have to take seriously. This is the first major threat from a giant meteor or asteroid.
Were it to hit us, do we know what it would do to our rotation around the sun and the spinning on the axis?
Well, it will definitely affect the rotation of the Earth as it goes around the sun. The immediate impact would be a gigantic shock wave going out maybe 50 to 100 miles, then firestorms going out to hundreds of miles beyond that.
Firestorms.
And then meteorites raining back down on the planet Earth. So the devastation would be on the order of 500 to 1,000 miles. Think of a bullseye containing half the United States. That's the potential impact. And again, it's a very tiny probability, but we're watching it very carefully.
Because the thinking among some of these Russian scientists is that the first time it passes, the gravitational pull of the Earth could pull it closer, and then on the second pass in 2036,
the wild card is also the atmospheric disturbances. It's going to come right to the outskirts of our own atmosphere. Friction is going to take place, and that's unpredictable. We simply don't know how it's going to react as it whizzes through the atmosphere of the Earth, and that could affect the second pass. And that's why we're keeping our fingers crossed in 2036.
2 sets of fingers crossed. But isn't the world ending in 2012? The Mayan calendar seems to indicate.
Well, if you look at the Mayan calendar, it actually says that it's cyclical, and we could be witnessing a rebirth. We should be celebrating then. And personally, I hope to be around in 2013. So don't sell the store, don't get divorced, don't ruin your life in 2012.
All right, I'm sure some people will. News from the future. 2012 is going to be weird. It's great to see you. I'll see you in a month for that new book, right?
Right, Physics of the Future, about the next 50 to 100 years.
I can't wait. Interviewed 300 scientists.
This is a Bishop Sutton cam. Now look at the sky. It's a high definition cam. There's timestamp. It's there, the date. Look at the chemtrailing and the purpleness and the darkness in the sky. We haven't got blue skies anymore, or we haven't got any sunshine anymore because we have got these thick chems that are right above our heads. And it's being pumped out all over the world by these military planes everywhere. So it's important to check the cams, because here on this cam you can see the different textures and things all happening now. You can see here on this cam as well, this is another cam that's down south, and you can see basically the hydrogen. The clouds, the natural clouds, are doing nothing. They're just going by to the left-hand side as the sun's burning the hydrogen off them. And also it's very dark. The pinkness in the sky, the reflections. Thing is, though, these people on the ground, they're going about their merry way and doing their own things, which I appreciate. You know, it's good really in a way. We don't want mass panic. They just want to go ahead with their lives, so respect to them. The thing is, though, this system's coming in now. It really is coming in now. It's so important that we keep an eye and just basically get the word out to many others that know that there's something definitely wrong with our skies. So I'm going to go to the next cam now. Here's another live cam. You can see that pinkness, the reflections on the horizon, and also you can see that the pinkness and the yellowness and also the darkness on the ground. Now come on, we all know there's something wrong now. We've gone through the different cams through the weeks and months, and we know now that the land and the skies are darkening now. There's no other reason, but we've got this huge celestial body that's heading in front of the sun. They've been covering it with this simulator. Over the summer period, the clouds were just burning away, and they're burning away still in the winter. There is something wrong, and government needs to come out with it now. It's just so important. I mean, you can see that pink reflection in the middle of the screen on the left side a little bit. You can see it. It's only a matter of time until them chemtrails fail. When the binary twin burns through them chemtrails, and we actually all see it and stand back and notice what's going on. And I believe that time is going to be not far away now. Here is the CotswoldWeather.net cam, northeast view. You can see the timestamp and the date, and also the pinkness on the horizon, and those clouds are doing nothing again. They're basically not protecting us, and also with the chemtrailing. They will start chemtrailing later on in the day, covering everything up. So if you go back to this cam later on this afternoon, you will notice that there'll be just thick chemtrails. Also, there's another reflection from Nemesis, the binary twin, as the sun is already up. You can see the redness on the clouding. You can see on this Edmonton cam, this is another part of the UK, and look how low the clouds are. And you can see there's two reflections, one from the sun at the top, and then you've got the binary twin at the bottom on the horizon. And also the darkness on the ground as well. It's too dark for that time of the day, as I said before. 10:29 AM. Far too dark. It's only a matter of time until people start understanding this. And what we need to do is just keep going, keep flowing with the cams until we see the kill shot. Until we start seeing it getting too dark and too red. Because they are hiding it with all these thick chemtrails. Because chemtrails, they lie low. And right on the horizon, they spray every single day. The government are hiding, I'm not noticing on the TV media, they don't show themselves. When the worst part is happening, they they hide. Here is the Bishop Stropford cam. You can see the timestamp and look at the plasma and also on the darkness as well. Just very dim, dark, there, over there, that part of the country. Just very bad, you know, and people are starting to wonder now how really dark it's getting. This is a live cam as well. You can see the timestamp there as well, and you can see where they've been chemtrail in the morning. The sun is in a watery haze. Look how dark it is on the ground. Now the sun should be beaming through nicely, but they're pumping all these chemtrails, aluminium, and all sorts of other chemicals. You can see also the chemtrail where it's gone past the sun there on the time-lapse cam. The lower clouds are just being moved and burnt away by the hydrogen, and the simulator is in front of the sun, as you can see. It's an odd-shaped, triangle shape. So we're being sprayed every single day in the UK. You can see them trails. Our clouds are just not the same anymore. I mean, look at our skies. Just bleak, grey, silvery haze. It's just got to a point now that everybody needs to look up to the skies now. And I'm hoping that everybody will see this. This is another important cam to see as well, because you get to see Nemesis. The thing is, though, it's on a time-lapse, but they've speeded it up on purpose so we can't get to see the whole situation. The thing is, though, you've got two reflections there. If you slow it down, it's very important. Because, as I said, the cams don't lie. They do turn things up so we can't see anything. The thing is, though, basically it's getting to a point now that we are slowly starting to see the real truthness of what's going on. So I'm going to go to the next cam now and show you another motion picture on the cam. On this cam, you can also see the sun is going into a watery haze. Look at the state of the sky. Our skies are not the same anymore. They're spraying all the chemicals because they're hiding the binary twin. It's really important that you know this now as well with the simulator in front of the sun. They are spraying our skies because of the solar flares that are coming down through. It's so important that we see this. And I will basically show you these clouds. You can see the chemtrails and everything. Here is the time-lapse footage again. You can see the peakness from Nemesis, the reflections as the sun comes up early in the morning on the timestamp, and you can start seeing where they're being chemtrailing. Straight away the sun comes up with a simulator, and look at the greyness and the bleakness on the sky. I'm going to show you this again, just to show you that basically this is what's happening every day until Nibiru and Nemesis come into action and they start burning through the chem clouds. So all our clouding and chems will disappear, and we will just see the heavenly bodies. It's not. I don't believe it's going to be long. I really truly think that this is going to happen soon. I don't think it's going to be a long time yet, to be honest with you. They are spraying our skies every single day. Here on this other webcam, it's called the Hornet in Ribblesdale cam. You can see that plasma on the horizon. The sun's up and there's something illuminating on the horizon there. It's trying to rise, and it's always on this cam, and I'm going to keep an eye on it for you because it's important that the Nibiru community get to see every single site on these cams, because there is definitely something that's lighting up the skies on the other side. This is a cam in the UK as well, the Potter's Bar cam. Now the thing is, as I've gone back to this cam many times before in the past, and it was just normal skies. Normal blue on the sea, and you know, the river there, and also the skies were blue, but look at the pinkness, the reflections, and the reflections are here, the purpleness, the pinkness, everything is here. The sun is being covered, as I say, by that object, and the thing is, we are seeing lots of different colours in the skies now, because the binary twin is here. This isn't a glamorous photo, but you can see also, it's getting dark. Over there, in parts of Northamptonshire in the UK, it's getting dark as well. The darkened clouds, you can see a pink reflection on the horizon to the left, and also you've got that simulator that's shining down at us, but it's not as bright as the natural sun. I'm leaving a blank space to the right of the screen so you can get to see clearly the writing, the timestamp and everything. But oh, look again, look what NASA and government have done again in the military. They have covered our skies, and look how dark it is. Timestamp, 4:49 AM, and look at it, it's too dark. Here with this cam as well, you can see it's just too dark. You can see the plasma on the right hand side and the hydrogen being burnt off the clouds, and the red tint coming from Nemesis. Look at the colouring on the buildings. It's 10 AM in the morning, and it's just very strange. The colouring of the skies are just not right anymore. This cam is very interesting as well. You can see the pinkness, the reflections, and the lower clouds. These clouds are chemtrail clouds. They are unreal. They don't look right. And also, I've emailed this chap who uses this cam. He's got 3 cams. He looks out at the horizon on the front and the left, one at the back and one on the other side. Now the thing is, though, he said he will lift this cam for us so we can see the skies all the time. So it was nice and kind of that guy to, he uses this cam. It's nice and kind of him to show us the skies. And I'll go back to this cam as it's been lifted. So respect to that man for doing that job for us. Here's another live cam, but the thing is, this is basically you're looking at the jet stream and also other weather patterns around the world. And it's so important to see this this weather pattern chart, because you can see where everything's not as it seems. The jet stream and everything is flowing along, and also our Earth is heating up by the binary twin. And also, I just checked a weather forecast here in the UK on British Media TV, and basically it's saying a different story as what this is saying. So they're lying to us every time. They're not being truthful. They're basically throwing all sorts of different lies at us. So it's so important that we basically get the truth out there. It really is. And also, when I showed you that image of what Scott sent me from Planet X Nibiru channel, it's so important that we see those images. It really is, because those objects are out there, and they're basically coming in now. It's only a matter of time as if one of them gets right close to us. It really is. Because these events are real and they're very true. And all I want to do basically is just keep going on the cams until I get the kill shots, because at the end of the day, they are spraying our skies. The evidence is there. They are spraying our skies with chemtrails every single day now. It's so important we get the message out there, because if we don't, there's so many people going to suffer, I believe. So more and more people are being aware of it, so that's good. Newspapers as well around the world, and the UK as well, are trying to say that